Cafe.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Welcome to episode 2588, 2588, and the show that is called
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hey, it's just about Easter time, and people gonna run around and gonna find eggs in the lawn. People have eggs in the lawn, and that's not wrong, cause it's Easter's. And this pen doesn't work. I'm very angry.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But you shouldn't be angry during Easter's. It's a special time of year. So I hope you enjoy it.
Mike's
Because
Daily
miracles,
Podcast.
that kind of thing.
Yeah!
And rabbits. And people getting together and singing hymns. This is sad. People get so mad when you say history. It's his story. And then they call songs hymns. There's just... It's tough. I guess I'm not a woman. Although sometimes my voice does sound feminine. But it's not. I mean, I can't control that. I really can't. I'm 54 and I still sound like this. It's just the way it is, folks. My voice. And I have accepted it. And you know what? I got into radio. I had that much faith in my voice. And now, almost 40 years later, I'm still in radio and I'm still podcasting after how many? Over a decade? 2,588 episodes of this wonderful podcast. So what I'm saying is be happy with what you have, because I once knew a guy with a super deep voice, very manly sounding voice, and he said he wished he had my voice because with his voice the way it was, he couldn't do too much with it.
And here's today's podcast picture.
It didn't allow him a range. It allowed him a style, a distinct style that made him a lot of money. He was even the voice of Tony the Tiger for a while. So that's what he was saying, use what you have to do what you want. I guess is what I'm saying. I'm loosely borrowing from somebody that uses something like that for his company. He's a real estate guy, so it's use the real estate you have to make the money you want. It's one of those things. Hey, we're outside a cafe anyway. No, we're inside cafe anyway. This is the late great Basil the Boxer. And he had a lovely singing voice, as you can hear. Yes. And his famous bark, which sounded like that. Oh, and speaking of pets, I have my current pet, Rocky the cat, about to claw the you-know-what out of my leg. So why don't you come on over here and sit on... No, don't rip up the chair I'm sitting on here at Cafe Anyway. Get yourself a little cat beer. Oh, wait, you're not old enough because you're a kitten. All right, come on up. Yes, rules. There's rules even here at Cafe Anyway. Little cat. What was I talking about? Oh, tomorrow. So, you may or may not be listening to this on Thursday. It is later in the day, so you probably are not. Maybe you're listening to this on Friday, which is Good Friday. You know what else tomorrow is? Rocky, you gotta let me have one of my hands. I know you want both hands scratching your head, but I don't. I need this one to do the little scroll thing. Thank you. So, April the 7th is also going to be National Girl Me Too Day, National Beer Day, National No Housework Day, and National Coffee Cake Day. Now, I love beer. I haven't had a beer in almost a month, so I guess I don't love it that much. But I like talking about beer. I like people who make beer, like my friend Kevin. I like the brewmaster. He makes root beer, but heck, it's got beer in the name. So, and I love coffee, and I love coffee cake. And so I'm one of those. people that like those things. But it will be National Coffee Cake Day on the 7th. And what a wonderful cake that is. And it goes so good with coffee. And I think I've probably talked too much about this. But just so you know, my lovely lady friend and I were discussing how these national days, these holidays they create over every possible object, thing, idea, whatever, they pull it out of the air.
The front panel will flow.
There's usually some big organization behind it, because I'm sure the National Organization for Coffee Cake Makers,
automatically.
bakers, got together and said, we need a day for ourselves.
Please remain seated.
And thusly National Coffee Cake Day was created. So that's part of it, true. But this month is National Financial Literacy Month. Some stuff it calls to, you should have some financial literacy in your world. Because money is you need money, obviously. So it's good to be literate about all the options that are available to you if you have made some money. Yes, it isn't just the money comes to you and you spend it on stuff. There's other things you can do. Anyway, that's Cafe Anyway, all part of National Financial Literacy Month. But so much for the days. It is kind of stupid. Oh, it's not a real day. I mean, it is Good Friday tomorrow, but what else is it? I find that fascinating, though. All the holidays that there are that aren't really holidays. They're just days to remember certain things. And if you're Catholic, every single day is some kind of a saint's day. So, not that I ran out of topics early on today's podcast because I was talking about National Day. I think early on when I did this podcast, I would talk about what the day was. Well, you're listening to Mike's Daily Podcast. What's today? Today is National Pet a Cat Day. As we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth.
Anyway.
So, was it the last podcast? Yes. The last podcast, I mentioned how more and more automakers are deciding not to install AM radios anymore. They think it's passé. And it all started, I'm going to put the blame on this guy, Elon Musk. When he was making the Tesla, he said, you know what? I'm not going to bother putting an AM radio in there. Who listens to AM radio? How does Elon Musk talk? So, I don't really understand why we have AM radios anymore. Anyway, it's not necessary. I don't think we need to have them anymore. So, I'm going to take them out of my cars. They're not going to be used anymore. And I'm going to date a girl whose name is one word. And we're going to have a baby. I'm going to name the baby 05545. And I'm not going to put AM radios anymore in the car. So when he did that, and everybody's like, "Ooh, Elon Musk, he's amazing. Look at him. He can fly into space with his SpaceX armada. Let's follow his advice. Let's do what he does." And everybody just follows what he does in the Bay Area. In Fremont, where I work. I don't work for him, but wow, I might as well be. Everybody's got a Tesla. Does this guy know? They expensive, very, very expensive. So much money for that. And I don't have my house is not wired to charge them. It's just not in the cards right now. What's Grimes? That's his wife's name, or former wife, or former girlfriend, or baby mama. I don't know. The point is that we need to have AM radios in cars, because that is the birth of radio. Came from AM radio. It all started on AM radio. I did not start on AM radio. I started on an FM station in the 80s, but AM was huge, and then it slowly has gotten a little less pertinent. But so has FM radio, so has all radio, so has every bit of media has had to compete with the digital realm of media. And actually, AM radio has done rather well adapting to all the changes with the internet, because there are mostly talk shows on AM radio stations, and that means a talk show can be turned into a podcast. And podcasts have emerged over the years, and now just about everybody knows what a podcast is, except for, I guess, most of the people I know. What do you do? It's called Mike's Daily Podcast. It's a what? It's a podcast. It's a thing I record, then I upload it, and then you can listen to it. Why would I do that? Well, because it's entertaining, and I tell you interesting things, and we go to a place together called Cafe Anyway, and now we're outside, and I'm petting a cat. It doesn't sound like something I'd want to listen to. Well, what would you like to listen to? Whale sounds. Magnification. Is that what a whale sounds like? Well, so I did that little thing where I gave that address in the last podcast, the website that you can go to that will write an email in your name asking your local politician to do what he or she can to keep AM radios in cars. So when I did that, it automatically went to Eric Swalwell, our local politician, who often goes walking up in the East Bay Regional Park District around Lake Chabot and up on Fairmont Ridge and all around the area, and invites people to walk with him. And then he ran for president. That was dumb, Eric. That was really dumb. I don't know what he was. That was a little bit of self-delusion right there, but good for you. And he wrote me back. And this is what he said. And, because I was asking him about the AM radio. He said, "Dear Mr. Matthews." Oh, wow. That made me feel so nice. Mr. Mike Matthews. Nope, he just said Mr. Matthews. "Dear Mr. Matthews, thank you for contacting me to express your support for investigating." I did not read that sentence correctly. Let me go. Let's try again. "Thank you for contacting me to express your support of investing in our public transportation infrastructure." What? I did no such thing. He goes on, "I always appreciate hearing from my constituents, and I am glad to receive your input on this important issue." Public transportation infrastructure? No, I was talking about in cars that are being made. Make sure that the car manufacturers keep putting AM radios in there. So somehow I got his instant response about public transportation infrastructure, which is one thing that is a bone of contention for me in the Bay Area, in that our public transportation, i.e. BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit, is deplorable. It's horrible. It's just, well, I'm going to be riding it on Saturday, and I'm not going to enjoy it. I know it. As much as I loved BART when I first moved to the Bay Area, oh, it's electric. It's so quiet. It moves along so nicely and smoothly. Nope. Now you walk in, and because, I don't know if you noticed this or not, everybody is smoking the marijuana. And they smoke it so much in the BART trains to the point that you can't, you always smell it. That's the first thing. Sometimes you're in a car and it's being hot boxed to the point that you can't see across the aisle. So much smoke. So I am not a fan. And plus they always increase the price. And plus they don't do anything about anybody who's jumping over the turnstiles. That was a Billy Joel album. Or going through the emergency exit and not paying. So much of that happening. But Eric Swalwell sent me this email. He said that safe roads, bridges, and vehicle technology are all crucial to our ability to succeed. Oh, wow. He didn't proofread that because he didn't put the word "to." I dropped that word in there. he wrote, are all crucial to our ability to succeed as a country. Investing in the infrastructure that keeps our country moving and encouraging the development of vehicular safety technology will stimulate our economy and ensure we remain competitive. As Congress moves forward to address our spending priorities, I will continue to work with my colleagues to ensure we invest in America's infrastructure and prioritize public safety. That is so not even what I was... California is expected to receive $9.4 billion in public transportation investments that could fund projects like Valley Link, connecting BART to the Altamont commuter express to relieve car traffic along the I-580 corridor. As the Biden administration moves forward with executing this bill, I will fight to make sure our communities receive the public transportation investments that we so badly need. Well, he got some of that right. I did talk about a car. And he's kind of talking about transportation there, transporting people in general. Well, there you go. That's what you get when you write a politician. You get back a nice personalized email. Whoa. Wow. The cat just knocked the microphone outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. It's like an earthquake going off. I was talking about the personalized email I got from Eric Swalwell. Oh. When I was asking him to make sure they keep AM radios in cars. See, look at it. I read just a tiny bit of it, and there is like 80 more paragraphs.
Rocky wants to look at it too.
Rocky was excited to hear about that. Well, lovely lady friend,
where his letter is.
I'm wrapping up this podcast, but I wanted to say hi to some people, including you, lovely lady friend.
Oh, hello.
It was our anniversary yesterday.
Yes.
It was our anniversary. You know, I feel bad. You got me that wonderful Blue Yeti microphone for podcasting, and here we're still using my old one.
Oh, yeah. Where is your Yeti?
Well, I can only really use that with the laptop.
Oh.
So I'm on this other computer.
Right. Well, don't feel bad, love. It's yours to do with however you see fit.
Oh, thank you.
It's yours.
I will use it soon with you. But look who is... What, did that sentence sound weird?
No.
I will use that new tool. That doesn't sound good either, does it? Well, at some point... You will hear this podcast through a Blue Yeti microphone, but today you're hearing it through my old microphone, which it's working good. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
It's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
Hey, how's it going, Mike's lovely lady friend?
I'm doing pretty well, disgruntled fiddle player.
That's great.
How are you?
I'm doing good, tell you what.
It's been a while since I've seen you.
What?
Yeah, I've been busy. I've been traveling around. Benita and I have been hitting all the rodeos.
Oh, even in these storms?
Yeah, we do it, and then it turns into a big mud.
Oh.
It's like mud.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's like, what's that called?
Mud wrestling?
Mud wrestling. We go to all these mud wrestling events. It's kind of weird when horses do mud wrestling. But we gonna do that.
Yeah, it's really great. I gotta go. Bye. And look who else is here.
Oh, Mike, can I make delicious root beer? Have some right now?
Oh, and try some right now. That's good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Thank you for bringing that root beer. And tomorrow's National Beer Day.
What? And he didn't even threaten to cut us.
No.
That's because you drank it. But if you didn't drink it, I would say something like, I'll cut you. Oh, boy.
That's great. Well,
I like drinking my beer under duress.
That's the word. Ding.
Duress.
Hang on. That's the word. Today's word.
Hey, everybody, it's the word.
Wasn't that what Pee Wee Herman used to do? Oh, my gosh, that cough is horrible.
Sorry, love.
Oh. All right, let's end the show. Next show, it's going to be the wonderful Matta Rutabaga Valentino, Bison Bentley. And you can call and tell us what you think of any of the topics we covered today.
Maybe people have some cough remedies.
Yeah, what's your cough remedy?
I think it's allergy related.
Okay, yeah, there is a lot in the air.
Yes.
It's called love.
Aw.
Love is in the air. Love is in the air. So the rain is coming, so that might calm some of the pollen down a little bit for you.
Yes, but I am looking forward to the sunshine this weekend.
Oh, okay. And we wish all of you happy sunshiny days.
And happy Easters.
And happy Easters. And you can call 510-228-4640. That was the phone number I wanted to mention. And more ways to reach me. Here is that person, Ariel, who she voices the end of the show like this.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.